Hello everyone. I wanted to come on and do another video. This one I wanted to I think I want to talk about finding who you are. I remember when I was in Korea. I was in the Air Force and I was stationed in Korea. My roommate at the time, she was doing a lot of reading up on personalities, astrology, just a lot of different things. And I remember one day we were just talking and she said, "Kiana, you know what? You're like a chameleon. You," and she meant it like in a good way, although there were things that I could change about it. But the way she explained it, when she explained it to me, she said, "You're like a chameleon. You could really fit in with anything. Like you can fit in any situation. Like you can literally go and live anywhere and be able to adapt and adjust and fit in." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I can, huh?" And just going back over my life and just thinking about growing up, I've been in a lot of different situations. I moved a lot. I moved around a lot up until high school with my dad. But up until then, I kind of moved almost every year. I think third grade up until seventh, eighth grade, I stayed in one spot in DC, and then moving into Maryland from there. But before that, I just remember always moving. I lived in California. I lived in Utah. I went to a different school just about every single year. And I just remember always having to find my space or find where I fit in. And what it caused me to do was it caused me to adjust who I was to be able to fit in to these areas. And not quite knowing who I was at the core of me. Like, who are you? What do you stand for? It was me just always imitating what I was around, wanting people to like me, and not so much like, living, going back and forth between my dad's and my mom's. My mom pretty much, outside of moving from California to Utah, but for the most part, she lived in the same spot, the same core group of friends, the same, my god brothers, my god sisters. They loved me no matter what. They were just always, they were the core of who I was for the most part, because they were the constant. They were a constant in my life. But although they were a constant, I was always in and out. So I would be there for a weekend, I would leave. It was always back and forth between, being at my mom's and being at my dad's. So although they were a constant and they are the core, my core group of people that I was always around and was consistent with me, most of my friends, outside of, I call them my family, they were, grew up together. They were literally like my brothers and sisters. So outside of family, having friends and having consistent relationships, I didn't have that. whenever I was in a place, I had good friends that I connected with and that, I really bonded with, but then I would move. And with moving, it's almost like I was living a military child kind of um, lifestyle without being a military child. And if anyone is military watching this, or or was raised in a military family, you know how it is when you're constantly moving. You form friendships, you form bonds, and then you move, and then you have to form new bonds and new friendships. And over time, I just kept having to do this. And so what it caused me to do was to kind of put up a wall, put up a boundary around my heart, around what I would allow in, how close I would be to people, and I became very unattached. So oddly enough, when I'm friends with someone, or if I was really close with them, that was it. Like, I was attached. Like, I would support them. I would always be with them. It was that. But if I moved, it was easy for me to let go of that relationship. It wasn't like do or die for me, because I had lived this life for so long. And I've noticed that sometimes, and granted, I still am really good friends with a lot of, my core friends that I had in high school. We are still really close. But even with that, right, I joined the military, and, when I left, those relationships were, we didn't talk while I was gone for the most part. Here and there, very far, few and in between. This is way before social media was a big thing. And you just lose contact. And then I made new friends, And again, those friends that I made in the military, I have very few of them that I am still very, very close with. And that's mainly because we have stayed within the same vicinity of each other. Not long distance. Even some that are long distance, I still talk to here and there. But it's been easy for me to be like, oh, they're leaving, oh, it's sad, I'm not gonna see you anymore, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore, but I'm good. Like, okay, it is what it is. I'm moving on. New friends, new relationships, whatever. But also, I was always having to fit into new groups of people or new relationships and friendships. And so just trying to figure out who I was over the last few years has been eye-opening. Because I think a lot of us, although may not be as extreme as mine was, because of the constant moving and constantly, I don't know. I think what happened to me was because of the constant moving, you just kind of find these new groups, and it's like, okay, well, I guess I better fit in here, which is so that I can have friends. Because when you're constantly moving too, you can't just, well, I guess you could. I just didn't just go in, just being who I was, and if they liked me, they liked me, and if they didn't, they didn't. It just wasn't what I was doing. I was literally going in, observing, filling it out, seeing what things were going on, what people were doing, and then adjusting my life so I could fit into theirs rather than being who I was. And if we fit, we fit. I wasn't living my life that way. And it caused a lot of strain and depression within myself because you know, I was being all these people. I was taking in all of these energies and soul ties and just different things. Like I was just taking all of this stuff in, and but not being who God created me to be. And so as I started to just trying to dive down into my depression, like just really trying to get to the root of what was causing a lot of, and you know, still causes me to go in and out of depressive states, depressive modes where I just don't want to be bothered. You know, I still have those moments, not as much as I did in the past, but I still have them and I still have to deal with them. But as I started to do the inner work, shadow work that some people like to talk about, as I started to do those things, I started to dive deep into my past, and unravel a lot of those things, untie those ropes, get to the root of those plants that had, you know, so I could find out, and I can dig them up and figure out what belonged and what didn't. And what I have been finding, because I'm still doing the work, I'm still trying to figure out, and it's a daily journey, you know, for me, daily meditation for me, to continue this work. This isn't just a one-time thing. Now I'm healed from a lot of things that I've had to deal with, or things, you know, that I've held on to. I've healed from a lot of them, but I'm still finding other things as I do this work. And some of those things I will share in future videos. But right now I just want to do surface level, you know, just a gist of being a chameleon and what that can cause, what issues that can cause, may cause. Some people, they thrive on it, you know. But for me, it wasn't who I was. It wasn't who I wanted to be. I didn't want to keep imitating environments or imitating the people I was being around, because, you know, how can I bring something new? How can I touch the lives of other people if I'm just doing and being what everyone else around me is doing and being? And that was huge. That was a huge thing for me, was to realize that we all have something unique. We all have something to offer others, in a new, unique way. You know, it may be similar, right? We may have similar gifts. We all may be, you know, a specific type of artist, but your stamp, your signature is going to be different than someone else's. We can all write books, but the way I write is going to be different. Who I touch is going to be different than someone else. But if I'm sitting up here and I am just doing and just flowing with wherever all the rest of the ocean is going, you know, I may not touch, or I may not go into that crack that a rose is waiting to bloom in. It just needs some water, because I'm too busy following the stream this way. And God is telling me that no, I don't want you to follow the stream this way. I need you to go into this area here, because there is a rose waiting to bloom in the cracks. There is a flower. There is something that has been sown in this soil over here. And this is where I need your stream to go. And so I want, if you are anywhere similar to that, you know, being a chameleon, fitting in, just, if that's you, I want to encourage you to step out, to find who it is that you are, what makes you unique, what makes you you, what did God implant into you. And when I say God, I mean God. For me, understanding that everyone calls God different things, whatever resonates with you, but whatever that is, whatever is in your heart, your soul, whatever reaches you, whatever that is, what makes you you. I encourage you to find that, to dig deep, because someone out here is waiting on you. Someone out here needs you. Someone is planted, and they need your water to bring their leaves out, to bring their fruit out. So if you can, and I will likely I will do another meditation, and if you haven't, I do have a few meditations already on my YouTube that you can check out. A few of them I've done on my Facebook Live, and I just uploaded them onto my YouTube, which you can check out. I think they will be beneficial. I just did a singing bowl meditation. But anything to quiet your mind, even if that's just sitting and listening to the voices, listening to the thoughts, like actually allowing your thoughts to come and go, and acknowledging them, and then finding what thoughts are yours and what are the thoughts of others. Because so many times we take on the beliefs and the thoughts of other people that we surround ourselves with, even though deep down that may not be truly what we think or what we believe. And so taking time to find what you believe, what you think, what you are, who you are, what can you offer the world, because you have something to offer. We were all born with a gift. We all was given something that we can offer other people, a kind word, a smile, what we can offer our families or whomever, But just, I encourage you to find out what that is. And I'm not saying that you have to distance yourself or, separate yourself from the people because you're acting like them. No, because those may be the people that you need to help, right? Those may be the people that you're here to touch, and they're here to touch you. They're here to show you a way and to help guide you in their way. But then you have something else to offer them, And so just finding what that is. I know for me, it's been so helpful. It's been a release within myself to finally, I feel free. I feel completely free um, from who I was pretending to be. And not saying that I still don't um, need to, because I'm still working on it and still even accepting it within myself. And I likely will do a video on that as well. But just accepting who I am, because that is a struggle sometimes for me. Accepting who I am becoming and the path that I am on, especially because the vast majority of the people, of my friends and the people that I'm around don't necessarily believe or think the same things that I believe and think. And so sometimes I feel like an oddball. Sometimes I feel like I don't fit. Sometimes I feel like, are they still going to accept me because I don't necessarily fit in with this, because I don't necessarily agree with that. Are they still going to, do I accept myself for who I am? Self-acceptance has been huge for me. And so it is still a journey, and it's a journey that I plan on going down with you all as I grow. I plan to share, as whatever path that I'm on, wherever I am on my path, I plan to share those things with you all, because I know that I'm not the only one, and I want to help, even if it's just sharing my downfalls, or the things that I'm learning with someone else to help them. Then that's what I want to do. I just want to encourage you and let you know that you're not on this journey by yourself. I'm here, I'm walking it, I'm trying, I'm trudging along. It's not easy, it's hard. Some days are easier than others, but it's hard work trying to find balance in life, in love, and all things. Just trying to find the balance. And I hope that with this, that someone will be able to realize, who they are, and be okay with it, and accept who they are. I love you as you are. And I know that this world will be so much better with your gift, sharing your gift with the world. You don't have to hide who you are any longer. The world needs you. I need you. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm sending you all light and love. Namaste.